We were told don't talk to the girls, so you have to come up to us first. Like, huh?
If I was with a guy, I couldn't be with a masculine man because I'm masculine.
I would enact legislation that you can't have braids if you work in a hospital. You're standing there trying to give the patient an IV and your hair's dropping in their mouth. They can't breathe, their eyes aren't open, they're chewing on your hair. I don't know what happened to them.
All right, guys, go and check out this compilation video. Here we go.
Why are all the girlies in the same boat right now? From my last post about where are the girls finding boyfriends nowadays, can we debrief how literally every single girl had the same comment? They're like, I don't know, I'm trying, no luck, blah, 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 blah. Like, why are we all in the same boat? Why are 50% of the comments saying Facebook dating? Are people really using Facebook dating? No thanks, not for me. And then just recently the video started gaining attraction from the men and they're like, yeah, we can't find girls either. We were told don't talk to the girls, so you have to come up to us first. Like, huh? And I think I should clarify that it's not that I can't find a man. We can't find men, because we can. They're everywhere. It's just we can't find the right men. The right men that we are looking for, that we have preference in. So maybe I should rephrase my question into, where are all the good men who have potential at? Where do I find them?
AKA guys that are over 6'5", okay, making $250,000 a year, driving yachts, that are able to provide them a lifestyle of, you know, champagne and bottomless mimosas, hookah and crab legs, all this other stuff. Meanwhile, they're basic AF. They think the same, they dress the same, they act the same, complete basic, no sort of seasoning to them, not even salt and pepper. And
Really? If I was with a guy, I couldn't be with a masculine man because I'm masculine.
Huh?
So if I was to find the guy that just so happened, you know what I'm saying, it just connects and that's just what's meant for me. I would really want him to be feminine. I want him to shut up and cook and clean and do all that type of shit. Nah. I feel like that's cool. Like, okay, it works. We balanced. Is he gay though? If he likes that? Maybe he is she.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he is she. I wouldn't mind that either. I don't know.
Absolutely insane. So she is a masculine woman. And she's talking about that she wants a feminine man. But in the same sentence, she's questioning his sexuality. Can't make this stuff up. So this is a prime example that some of these modern women have no clue what they want. Absolutely no clue. Just let them talk.
I would enact legislation that you can't have braids if you work in a hospital. You're standing there trying to give the patient an IV and your hair's dropping in their mouth. They can't breathe, their eyes aren't open, they're chewing on your hair. I don't know what happened to them. You can't have braids and false hair, horse hair in the hospital. Horse hair don't belong in the hospital. Horse hair don't belong in the restaurants. Horse hair don't belong in the schools. Horse hair don't belong in the, horse hair belong on the horse's. That's where it belongs. Don't belong on your head.
Horses. Yo. Yo, this is too funny. This is comedy gold right here. Wow. So apparently this gentleman here, his name is James David Manning. He's an American pastor and he's 78 years old. Okay, so apparently he's running for mayor for New York City. So seems like he's an old school pastor. He has that old school vibe to him. I don't know much about him outside of this particular clip here. I'm pretty sure he has more policies outside of having no horse hair. You know, I'm picturing somebody taking IV and you're seeing braids dangling in somebody's.
What's your age?
So your mom should have told you don't ask a female how old she is.
Why is that a problem though?
Because I'm old. You're not old. You're seasoned. You're vintage. Okay, I'm 34.
And you?
33.
Are you ladies single?
I'm very much single. Single now.
Do you feel like dating is more challenging as a black woman than it would to be any woman of a lighter skin tone?
Nope. Because I get Caucasian men, I get Asian men, I get African American men, I get all types of different ethnic groups that's willing to take care of me and be my significant other or a husband or boyfriend, but I don't condone to it because I know what I want. I know what I was raised to accept, and I have not met that guy yet.
So here we have right here the average modern woman. Okay, 34 years old. She's understanding that she's getting a little bit older. Okay, so she is self-aware, at least to that extent. But what's keeping her on the delusional hamster wheel is the attention from the simps, the beta orbiters, not just black men, but non-black men, according to her, white men as well. And she's thinking that the ride is going to last forever. Okay, so we know how this song and dance goes, but let's keep going.
I do think in this society, sometimes it does present a little bit of challenges. I haven't had many because I have had a very successful, very long marriage at a point. And I love black men. I just don't know if they love us all the time. Black men, I do believe, treat other cultures a little bit differently. I don't know what it is, but I do believe sometimes that they are a little bit more gentle with other races of women.
Yeah, so I'm not going to expand too much on that because we've talked about this time and time again, and I'm pretty sure you guys have your comments below, but it really comes down to the attitude. Now, I'm not saying all black women have attitude, but it's definitely a concern for black men to deal with a black woman with attitude. And again, that seems to be present, okay, predominantly present when it comes to black women, especially in 2025. Nobody has time to argue. Nobody has time to go back and forth, okay, to handle me. No man wants to deal with that.
As a female, if you're at least 40 years old and you're not married, you're washed up. Tune in. There's a reason that man ain't put a ring on your finger. There's a reason you're not married yet. There's a reason not one man has decided to settle down with you. There's a reason. See, the problem is y'all want to be outside. Y'all want to be single until it's too late. And then the women that do get married around 20 something, 30, they want a divorce later on when they're in their 40s, potentially 50s, because they feel like they rushed into the marriage. They feel like they came into the marriage too early and now they want to be outside again. Tia Mari. Nobody is going to marry a 40-year-old woman unless you look like Megan Good, honestly. And 90% of the women in this world do not look like Megan Good. There's like a 10% of women that do look like that, and those women are usually cuffed up or they're getting tricked on and basically getting their bills paid. But the other 90% of the women out here are living regular lives, and they feel entitled, and they feel like a man is going to come knocking on their door with this big engagement proposal. It's not like that. Get out of this delusion.
I would have to agree with her, right? As a woman, 40 years old, you should not be out here in these streets single AF, okay? Chronically single, bottomless mimosas, women empowerment groups, Don Julio and hookah and crab legs, right? You should not be out here dotting and bopping, right? Because you get to a point where you're now competing with the same guys as the younger women, slash, if you get even older, you now have to date younger, because that typically seems to be the trend for these older women, 40, 45, 50. They start to date younger guys, which in reality, it's just going to be a fun thing anyways, right? Because what is a 22-year-old guy going to teach a woman that's 40 or 45 years old, right? It's just going to be a fun experience. So they pretty much put themselves in a bubble where they're just having fun for the rest of their lives. And hey, if that's the life that they want to live, that's on them.
Did you guys know that every time women, we try to be girls and we champion a woman for leaving her marriage unprovoked, or we celebrate a relationship ending, or we champion and cheer on a woman who plays a man publicly on the internet? Do you know what that does to your sister? We say we're girls, but we're really selfish, because anytime we champion rebellion against our men, it backfires on us. Men also watch the same videos that we put out, and they look at the comments of us going, yes sis, you did that, eat that up. Da 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 da. Yeah, you should have left that marriage. Happiness over everything. Y'all know that hurts your sister, right? Now, don't get me wrong. There are some women who do leave marriages for really specific reasons. But in totality, from what I've been seeing on the internet, a lot of it is just based off of happiness and being quote unquote miserable. There's a saying going around with men saying men will sacrifice their happiness for a marriage when women will sacrifice their marriage for their happiness. And this narrative is spreading like wildfire to the point where men are being very anti-dating. I don't want to say this to discourage anyone, but I need my sisters to understand that the more we broadcast our downfalled relationships, the more you share a one-sided story about how your relationship was so trash or how your marriage was so trash or whatever the case may be, although you feel like you're venting and you're helping, you're not. You're actually harming the dating pool that's out there. You're actually harming your future prospects. It doesn't hit the way we think it hits. We trauma bond together. We hate the opposite side even more. It doesn't eat the way we think it eats. So if you care about your sister, if you're a girl's girl the way you say you are, you're a part of the sisterhood the way we say we are, be careful before you press record and you post that video. It might just need to stay in the drafts.
I agree. I mean, we use these videos for data and research purposes on who to avoid, right? Not just the individual, but the talking points, the tonality, the intangibles, right? The things that, you know, the nuances, if you will, that you won't necessarily pick up on, you know, just kind of in the mix of things. But when you kind of take a step back and you analyze what's going on, yeah, there's usually subtle similarities and common denominators in these situations that you can look at and avoid moving forward. The other way of looking at it is, although they're pretty much embarrassing themselves, it is a grift as well, right? There are people, if you do it right, there are people that are actually making money on pandering to women, right? We've seen the Derek Jacksons of the world create a business off of pandering to women and telling women whatever they want to hear.
Am I the for breaking up with my fiance and cancelling the wedding after she admitted to having fantasies of doing better than me after her weight loss journey? My fiance, 27 female, and I, 27 male, were together for almost 9 years. I proposed to her a couple of years ago and I really loved her a lot. After my proposal, she started her weight loss journey and asked if she could set the wedding date only after she reached her goal. I supported her through her journey and I was really proud of the progress she made. She lost more than 100 pounds and while she still looked great before, she looked gorgeous after her journey. She was also upfront with me and admitted that she was getting a lot more attention now, and it was the most attention she had ever gotten in her life. It did make me somewhat insecure. She even said that a really cute guy at a grocery store complimented her tattoo once and asked for her number, even though he could see her engagement ring. However, my fiancé told me she rejected him. One night when she was super drunk, she admitted she sometimes had dreams of getting a hot, tall finance guy. But after seeing my reaction to that, my fiancé instantly apologized.
Absolutely insane. She said the quiet part out loud. She started getting attention from men. And all of a sudden, she thought that she can do better than you. So right there and then, I would have called everything off. Everything off. So let's continue here. Hopefully that's what happened. But let's keep going.
A lot of these insecurities were building up on me. And I did speak with my best friend and asked her if this was normal. And she said it wasn't normal at all. And what my fiancé was doing was not okay. Last week, I admitted to my fiancé I couldn't do it anymore. My fiancé was shocked and apologized a lot and started crying. I was surprised with her reaction because she did admit to wanting a better guy than me. My fiancé told me she was just proud of the progress she made and that I was the only one she loved and would ever love. She did kind of freak out a lot and asked if I was influenced by my best friend. And I told her honestly that yes, I did seek external advice because my insecurities were just eating me up inside. My fiancé did tell me she would never do it again. She was crying a lot and it looked like she was having a panic attack.
You can cry right in my face. I'm just gonna be like, okay. Yeah? You crying? You done? Some of these chicks know how and what buttons to press. The manipulation, the gaslighting. Because she's basically going to say, oh, well, the best friend influenced you.
And I was honestly worried about her. So I told her I would think about it because I just wanted my fiance to calm down at that moment, because I think what I said just shocked her a lot. However, the next day when she calmed down a bit, I told her my decision was final and that I just have lost a lot of love for her.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I get it. She's losing the weight. She's telling you, you kind of look like a bum. I kind of wish I had someone better. Hey, it's fair enough. The decision is fair enough. The decision is fair enough.
She lost a bit of weight. She started getting attention, looks in the grocery store, so on and so forth. Maybe she was new to that. Okay, that was something new to her. And now she's basically saying that her fiance is not good enough. How many times have we heard that song and dance before when it comes to these modern women? We hear it every single day. Every day. The moment some of these modern women start to lose weight or they start to make money, they then ask themselves, do I really need him? Can I do better? Is this all I'm going to get? Is there more out there? Right? That tends to be the ideology for some of these modern women when they tend to level up, or whatever you want to call it, in life. Right? They then start to question, is the grass greener on the other side? And we've seen it time and time again. She'll be back. She'll be back. Right? Give it about 5 years, 3 years, 10 years. They tend to circle the block and tend to come back because they realize that there's nothing out here in these streets. And then you start to think about the guy that actually cared about you. Right? But when you get to that point or to that realization, it's too late.